You're watching Color 10 News at 10 in high definition.
Within the next couple of weeks, Japanese beetles will invade our gardens. Good evening, I'm Ashley Ketz. It happens every year, but this year's late spring means the beetles arrive later. New at 10, Laura Kennedy spoke with some experts who say that is good news for prevention, Laura.
Garden experts say the late beetle season buys you a couple more weeks to keep them from being a problem this summer.
They'll absolutely skeletonize the leaves, just completely eat as much as they can.
Japanese beetles have become a big problem in the Ozarks over the last decade.
Oh, you could see thousands of them
on roses, petunias, and trees. Flowers like the lantana with a very rough leaf would not attract the beetles, whereas a plant like the canna with a very soft leaf would. This year we had a late spring, so the beetles are delayed, and Katie Steinhoff with the Botanical Center says that is good news for gardeners.
Usually towards the end of June, early July, they'll be here for about 3 weeks is when you see the adult stage, but they actually do more damage when they're underground as a grub.
Killing the bugs at the grub stage with a product like Milky Spore means preventing their attack altogether.
You'd want to put that on just kind of right as after you're seeing the adults and they're laying the eggs and starting the new cycle.
You can buy Milky Spore at places like Ace Hardware.
You're talking about catching them while they're still on the ground before they become a beetle.
Matt Cowan recommends using Milky Spore sooner rather than later.
Most people think about it once the beetles are out, and now's actually the time when you should be utilizing it.
Steinhoff says to expect the beetles to begin hatching around July 1st. Many people use pheromone bags. You might see them hanging on trees to trap the beetles, but Steinhoff and Cowan both agree those are not beneficial. They say the bags end up just attracting more beetles to your yard and spreading the population.
Very good information. Thanks, Laura. An Ozarks man said he had no choice but to shoot a bear that invaded his ranch. It happened in Rogersville, just east of Springfield. Michael Six was having lunch with his family when he saw his alpacas become alert and scatter. It was a black bear. Six claims the bear started foaming at the mouth and became very aggressive, so he shot and killed it.
There's a line you have to draw. If the bear had left, I wouldn't have shot it. I know that I did the right thing. It was self-defense.
Now, the Missouri Department of Conservation says a person is entitled to protect their property. Lindsay Day is covering for Jamie Warner tonight in the Weather Lab. Lindsay.
Well, good evening, everyone. It was another warm day, but temperatures were slightly cooler for some of us. I know we are calling mid-80s cooler. It's kind of a funny thing to say, but a few places did top out in the upper 80s, even some low 90s like in Fayetteville. Quite a divide in temperatures across the region because that cold front kind of stalled out in northern Arkansas, creating that divide in temperatures. Winding down for the evening, still clear conditions, a few clouds in Lake Ozark and surrounding areas, but check out tomorrow's forecast. More sunshine, more warmth, topping out in the mid-80s. A great day to get outdoors and enjoy some of that good stuff. And we are talking about temperatures slightly cooler, but still above average. The question is that sunshine going to last into the weekend? Well, I'll have all of that coming up in your 7-day forecast.
Thanks, Lindsay. New at 10, a Springfield man faces charges of distributing synthetic marijuana known as K2. Travis Butchie is one of 3 men facing the federal charges. The other 2 are Michael Segudo and Christian Turner, both of Kirby'sville, Missouri. The U.S. Attorney says the 3 made and distributed K2 to several businesses in the Ozarks. Last December, investigators used search warrants to find the synthetic drugs at those businesses. Also new tonight, a judge says this man could spend 17 years in prison for distributing child porn. Benjamin Arona was sentenced today. In 2011, the Missouri State Highway Patrol ran a routine criminal history check on Arona because of his trucking job. Investigators arrested him when they discovered he had a warrant out of Georgia for sexual exploitation of a minor. Now, when they seized his computers, they say they found pornographic images of children. Arona pleaded guilty last November. 4 people are dead after a shooting inside a St. Louis business. Police believe the owner of a home health care company killed 3 employees, then killed himself. 2 of the victims were women. 1 was a man. Investigators believe the 4 had been arguing just before the shootings. In our political coverage that is new tonight, a Missouri congresswoman wants the U.S. Attorney General to resign. Vicky Hartzler said in a statement, quote, Attorney General Eric Holder has let the American people down by failing to perform the duties of his office. It is time for him to resign, end quote. She cites the Fast and Furious gun running scandal and the seizure of journalists' phone and email records as reasons that Holder should leave his job. New at 10, Missouri's treasurer hopes kids will learn the importance of money. Today, Clint Zweifel visited the Springfield Discovery Center to tour the new Moneyville exhibit. He talked to kids and parents about financial literacy. When it comes to teaching smart money habits, Zweifel says the younger the better.
So the earlier that you can talk to children about money and not overburden them with it, but helping them sort of learn the basic lessons of how to manage money, how to save money, how to make a budget. Those are great lessons that they can carry through with them their entire lives, both at work and at home.
Parents also got a lesson in saving for their kids' college through the state's program called MOST. Zweifel says it's grown into one of the top college savings plans in the nation. Also new tonight, Boys and Girls Club of Springfield has a new bus. Sertoma donated it using all that money they raised from the annual chili cook-off. The bus allows the staff to take boys and girls from schools to the clubs during the school year and also take them on field trips during the summer. A bus is broken at the Missouri Veterans Home in Mount Vernon. That means sometimes the vets cannot take the trips far away from the facility there. Now, there is a working bus, but that is not enough to take everyone who wants to travel.
And if you think about it, if we take 15 people and we have 200 veterans that live in the facility, that's a lot of people who are still here that maybe don't get to go that day. And it's hard when you see their face sitting here as you drive off that I'm not able to take you. I had to tell another veteran that this morning. There wasn't room for him to go fishing. And that's hard because they want to go.
The Veterans Home has a special fund, so money contributed stays in Mount Vernon for that facility. And if you're interested in donating, just call this number, 417-466-7103 during regular business hours. Now, the Elks Lodge 409 here in Springfield is hosting a 5K this weekend to help the veterans raise the $112,000 needed for the bus. New at 10, the Community Foundation of the Ozarks celebrates 40 years as an organization. There was an open house tonight for the philanthropic group. Over the years, CFO has helped the community with nearly $150 million through grants and distributions. Also new tonight, they sacrificed their time and talents to make the Ozarks a better place to live. The City of Springfield and the Council of Churches handed out the Gifts of Time Awards at their annual luncheon today. The 10 Volunteers of the Year honorees were men and women of all ages, each taking home a blue trophy. Award recipient Kirk Elmquist calls the honor humbling, but says giving back is something anyone can do.
I love to see things get better, and I think everybody can help make something better, regardless if it's raising money, bagging up some groceries, or helping somebody on a crisis hotline. I think anybody can really get involved to help out.
The nominees will be featured on the Rosanna Bradshaw Memorial Wall of Fame throughout the coming year. You can find it inside the Bush Municipal Building. Human genes cannot be patented. That is the decision from the U.S. Supreme Court. But justices also said synthetically produced genetic material can be patented. This case involved a Utah-based company called Myriad Genetics. It was sued over its exclusive claim of 2 genes that are known as BRCA1 and 2. One of those genes alerted actress Angelina Jolie that she had an 87% chance of getting breast cancer. Jolie ended up having a double mastectomy. Some groups complained the patent protection restricted research and access to testing for high-risk patients. New at 10, from Virginia to the California coast in 8 weeks, a man is riding more than 3,000 miles on a bike to fight pediatric cancer. Naveed Atayan is taking a quick break in Springfield this week to speak at area hospitals all about the disease. He normally travels 55 to 60 miles a day. After Atayan did some research at the National Institutes of Health, he found cancer among kids needed a voice.
Childhood cancers always get shoved underneath the blanket of it all, and as a result they don't get any funding. So lack of funding comes from lack of support is from lack of awareness. So that's what I'm doing here.
Atayan's 2-month trek is called Project 3000, and you can find out more on our website, ozarksfirst.com. More painful than childbirth? Some women claim kidney stones are.
I can't stand up straight. I can't breathe right.
Color 10's Dr. Jeanette Neshwat shows the best ways to avoid the condition. And if you haven't already found Color 10 on Facebook, it's easy to do. Look for the Facebook icon on ozarksfirst.com and like our page. In tonight's medical coverage, many people who have suffered from kidney stones describe the pain as excruciating. Women have said it's worse than childbirth. Our Dr. Jeanette Neshwat gives some insight on the tiny crystallized mineral deposits that wreak havoc.
Leah DeBell describes what it's like when she experiences a kidney stone.
It's bad enough that when I get them, my first instinct is call 911. I can't function. I can't go to the bathroom. I can't stand up straight. I can't breathe right. My blood pressure last time was 146 over 149. You know, it's just to the point where I sweat, I vomit. It's just pretty debilitating.
What exactly is a kidney stone? Most are made of calcium. They're formed in the kidneys from microscopic crystals of minerals common in the foods we eat. Stones are brought on by not drinking enough water and consuming increased amounts of foods rich in calcium, sodium, and uric acid. The severe pain from a kidney stone comes from when the stone leaves the kidney and tries to pass down to the bladder. This sets off a series of muscle spasms.
A kidney stone can cause severe debilitating pain. It usually begins in the back and can radiate to the groin. Sometimes nausea, vomiting, and blood in the urine can also occur. The pain can be so intense that some people end up in the emergency room where they will receive IV fluid hydration, pain control, nausea and vomiting medication. Sometimes they'll receive a CAT scan to confirm the diagnosis of a kidney stone, and some patients will be referred to a urologist.
Treatment for kidney stones usually starts off with pain control, nausea medications, aggressive hydration, medications to help the stone pass, antibiotics if indicated, and sometimes surgery is necessary.
They gave me the pain medication, and I laid there for probably another 45 minutes to an hour, and I felt it move to my bladder and asked at that time if I could go to the bathroom. And they said, you know, if you feel like you can try, that's fine. And I ended up passing it there at the hospital. The nurse that took me to the bathroom was like, oh my gosh, you know, that is a monster. It's a champ.
The best prevention for a kidney stone is drinking plenty of water, at least 2 liters a day. It's also very important to make sure you get a good, well-balanced diet, avoiding excessive proteins, fats, and sodium. Drinking too much coffee, iced tea, sodas can increase your risk of kidney stones as well by causing dehydration. In addition, exercise has been found to reduce the risk of kidney stones. I'm Dr. Jeanette Neshwat.
And Dr. Neshwat says kidney stones often happen more in the summer because of sweating and the increased risk of dehydration. Well, it is sure warm out there. Let's check in with Lindsay Day again for an update on the forecast.
Yes, still seeing those warm temperatures as we wind down for this evening, and we'll continue to see some warmth in the forecast. The question is the rain going to hold off for our weekend forecast? I'll have that coming up after the break.
And now, Color 10 News weather expert Lindsay Day.
Welcome back. More sunshine, more warmth. It's been the same old story, but don't get too used to that story because we are going to see some changes in the near future. Look at how warm we got today. In a few places we got pretty warm, like in Fayetteville where we topped out at 91 degrees. Now Lake Ozark, Rolla topped out in the in the low 80s. So we did have that temperature divide across the region. Average for this time of the year is 83 degrees. So some places we're right on par with where we should be. Right now now. Temperatures on the decline, most of us sitting in the mid-70s, but Lake Ozark, one of the cool spots, sitting at 68 degrees, and temperatures will fall into the mid-60s as we wind down this evening. Dew points measure how much moisture we have at the surface, and the higher the number, the more humid it is. And these numbers are beginning to rise, and they will continue into the weekend, so we'll introduce more of a summer feel as we head into tomorrow. I know it felt a little bit drier for some of us today because the dew points were lower, but now dew points are beginning to rise. Mostly clear conditions for tonight. You can look up in the sky and see those stars, but a few clouds in our northern viewing area. They'll just skirt the north of us, and then as we head into tomorrow, more clear skies, more sunshine coming back. But I want to point out to you that we do have a ridge of high pressure in place that's been keeping the skies sunny, but around the edge of that ridge, we're starting to see some of the upper level energy pivot around, and that's going to work its way into our area this weekend. So that's going to generate some scattered showers and storms in and around our area on Saturday, especially Saturday evening, but those storm chances will only rise as we head through the weekend, and by Monday, that's when our greatest shot of rain is going to be. That's because this ridge of high pressure beginning to break down, and then a new system approaches from the west and slices through our area. This is actually a trigger for showers and storms. That's why on Monday we will see our rainiest day of the next several days, but still rain chances do exist for this weekend. Let's break it all down, take you hour by hour. Tonight we're not concerned with rainfall. We will see a batch of rain skirt off to our north, but I think it escapes us. Maybe a few clouds here and there. On Friday, looking good throughout the day. It's going to be a great day to get outdoors, soak up that sunshine before some more clouds begin to spill back into the region on Saturday. Now, we're not talking about a washout on Saturday. If you do have outdoor plans, there's a good chance you can get them in. But the chances for rain begin to rise as we head through the day on Saturday, and on Sunday we are talking about even higher chances for rain. Tonight we go down to 65 degrees with mostly clear skies out there. Tonight we are going to be seeing some warmer temperatures to the south and slightly cooler to the north. As we head into tomorrow, that warmth is coming right back for us. More sunshine. Once again, a great day to enjoy the beautiful weather that's coming into the region once again. Rain chances, I know you don't want them on the weekend, but that's when we have them. And on Monday to start our work week, I know it's probably a day when you want the sun to be shining because a lot of us are groggy on Monday trying to get ready out the door for work, but the rain chances are there. Tuesday and Wednesday, more sunshine.
But the first part of Saturday is going to be okay, it looks like.
Yeah, that'll be the lower chance of rain is early on Saturday, and then as we head towards Sunday, the rain chance just keeps rising on us.
And Monday, it's going to rain on Monday, probably.
For a lot of us, it will.
All right, thanks, Lindsay.
You're welcome.
Goodbye. There's a nasty breaking ball again, and Wright couldn't pull the trigger.
That's strikeout number 1,000.
The Cards' Adam Wainwright reached a milestone in New York City this afternoon. Dan Lucy has that story, and the U.S. Open teed off near Philadelphia.
And now, the Chevy Dealer Sports Report with Dan Lucy.
The St. Louis Cardinals wrapped up their three-game series in New York this afternoon against the Mets. It promised to be a pitcher's duel between New York's Matt Harvey and the Cards' Adam Wainwright. And going into the game, Wainwright was on the doorstep of joining Cardinal pitching royalty. 1,000 career strikeouts. Bob Gibson leads the way with 2,000 more than second place Dizzy Dean. Going into the game, bottom of the first, Wainwright strikes out David Wright looking here, and that would move him into fifth place on the all-time list, and he would join the 1,000 strikeout club, and he would get some offensive help in the third inning. Matt Carpenter shoots this one into right, past the diving Marlon Byrd. Pete Cosma comes in to score on the triple, and it was 1-0 St. Louis. Wainwright would get Kirk Neuenhuis looking right here. Waino going 7 innings, gives up no runs on 4 hits with 6 strikeouts. Cards get more in the 8th. Alan Craig singles to right. Carlos Beltran scores to make it 2-0. New York made it 2-1. Threatening in the 9th. Edward Mujica on the hill, the ground to center, but Matt Carpenter is there for the defense. The out saves a run and the game. Then Mujica would strike out Josh Satin and the game. Cardinals win 2-1. So the Cardinals are now 43-23. They'll open up a weekend set in Miami tomorrow night. Jake Westbrook slated to come off the disabled list and get the start. Springfield Cardinals playing a doubleheader against Northwest Arkansas today. Game 1, Matt Fields hit his 15th homer of the year. Naturals won 8-1 in the nightcap. Northwest Arkansas holds on to survive a furious Springfield rally 3-2. Springfield trying to stay in contention for the North Division lead, but 2 losses tonight does not help. Kansas City Royals open a 4-game series in St. Pete against Tampa, and it was Shields watching his new team have a big 6th inning, 2-0. Salvador Perez singles to center. Alex Gordon scores 3-0. 4-0. Miguel Tejada rifles this one past third into the left field corner. Billy Butler scores 5-0. Then former Ray Elliot Johnson would burn his old mates, takes this one deep to right, a towering 3-run home run to make it 8-0. Tampa gets one of them back, and then Eric Hosmer answers by going deep to left center over the Bud sign and gone. A solo shot, 9-1. Kansas City wins 10-1. The 113th U.S. Open teed off today at Marion Golf Club just outside of Philadelphia, the second major of the golf season. Delayed twice today by thunderstorms. Phil Mickelson had an early tee time after flying in from San Diego last night, and he would put in this birdie on 13 to stay at even par. Nicholas Colsaerts with a long birdie to go to 2 under right here. He finished at 1 under. Mickelson on number 9 with a long birdie putt right here. This would go in. It would move him to 3 under par, and he had the clubhouse lead. Masters champ Adam Scott with a birdie here to go to 2 under par, just one back. Sweden's Peter Hedblom on number 7, a birdie to tie Mickelson at 3 under par, but Hedblom would fall back. Then late in the afternoon, actually early evening, Luke Donald, the Englishman, would run in this birdie on number 13. He would take the clubhouse lead at 4 under. He's still on the course when play was suspended because of darkness. This is what that leaderboard looks like. Donald at 4 under, Mickelson and Adam Scott 1 back. Webb Simpson, Alistar Presney, and Matthew Gogan are 2 back. They'll wrap up round 1 early tomorrow morning. Semi-pro soccer tonight. Springfield Demise starting a 2-game homestand against WSA Winnipeg. Winnipeg on the attack early, but Springfield clears the ball out of danger. The Demise trying later in the first half. Missouri State's Jack Rogers with the pass to the far post. Winnipeg's keeper grabs the ball off of Patrick McDaniel's head. Later, Springfield's Javier Reyes with the ball, top of the penalty box. A left-footed shot here is punched clear, and then off the back post, Springfield missing a couple of shots at the empty goal. The match ended in a scoreless tie. Springfield, though, outshoots Winnipeg 5-0. Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Miami, it looks like they're going to tie this series up at 2 games apiece. They're up 92-83 in the fourth quarter. Miami's Dwayne Wade leading the way with 30 points for Miami. 24 for LeBron James in the fourth quarter. The Heat, with a win tonight, would ensure the series moving back to South Beach. It looks like that's going to happen.
Pretty good series so far. Thanks, Dan. We'll be right back.
Here are tonight's winning lottery numbers.
Squeaky is pretty sneaky. This 2-year-old American Bulldog mix. He lives in an animal shelter in Independence, Missouri. Workers there couldn't figure out how he kept escaping. Well, they set up a camera, and this shows how Squeaky did it. Pretty smart dog. Like, no big deal. Let's watch him do it again. It's just so cute.
That's why he lives in the shelter, because he keeps escaping.
That's right. I bet he's going to find a home very quick after this story. What do you think?
Dogs are smart animals. They really are. That proves it.
He's got it down, and there he goes. See you later.
He's out of there.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow.